It's my favorite evening. I'm pacing around the floor. Got southern woods and waters gonna take me out the door. Got coffee on a perkin. I'm about to have some fun. They'll have my mind chasing some critter on the run. Bring it on, southern woods and waters. Make me hear that sound of a fish that's breaking water or the bawling of some hounds. Make me smell that river mud, feel clean air on my face. Bring it on, southern woods and waters. Show me that special place.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to this Thursday's edition of Southern Woods and Waters. Hope y'all sitting home safe with your family tonight. I know there's some bad weather kind of moving around, and just hope everybody's safe. We were able to make it in here tonight pretty good. Running into some heavy rain, and that was about it. So hoping that'll be it for us tonight. We're going to be talking tonight about something that we all love to do in the springtime, and that's crappie fishing. But tonight we're going to have a little bit different take on it, and we're going to be talking about fishing them specifically from the bank. We go around and we have had great success over the last several weeks fishing just different Middle Tennessee lakes by working up and down the banks and finding fish. So we're going to talk about that tonight. We're going to take you guys out on a trip that I went on over on Old Hickory Lake here in just a few minutes and share that with y'all. So I'll go ahead and pan out. I got my buddy Anthony Landreth in town from West Tennessee with us tonight. Always great to have you here, buddy.
Yes,
and
sir.
Dayton Blair down there on the end. And
absolutely.
I tell you, these guys didn't send me the memo on the dress code tonight.
Yeah, you know how it is.
Well, you know, they don't, but that's all right, guys. But no, it has been a good few weeks, Dayton. I mean, we've caught a lot of fish, and just about everything you or I, either one, has caught in the last few weeks have been from the bank.
If you look at Facebook or any of that stuff, they are catching them everywhere.
Everywhere.
It's that time.
Yeah.
And you know, a lot of people want to wait till the end of April and the 1st of May. I'm not saying you're not going to catch them, but right now, man, they're
right.
really doing it. I mean, that's everywhere.
They are.
They are really on fire.
Yeah. They are. Well, tonight's video, just to kind of lead into that, I was actually over on Old Hickory Lake. I had talked to Dayton that afternoon, and I went over to a spot that I'd actually never been to before. And I used one of these rigs here that we're going to talk about here in a little bit, and I searched and I found some fish. And the funny thing was, I didn't go over there planning to film or anything, and it just, you know, it worked out. It was just one of those days.
That's right.
Found the fish and ended up getting to put together a good little segment here, just showing how easy it could be to get over top of that structure. But this is going to come into play, and we'll talk more about it later, but the reason why I was using this to keep that bait suspended.
Sure.
But let's go on over and check out this week's trip.
Creek this afternoon is where we found most of the fish the last few days. We throw it out there, and when that jig stands, just right when that float stands up, that's when you have to be ready. Just like that, there he is. Feels like another. I think this is a fairly short one. Look here. Look, it might be crappie fishing, but we'll take a little old yellow belly. Pretty little fish. You know, these fish, they eat really good. He's lucky today we're not keeping them, but pretty little fish. He's laying right there with those crappie. Spot here and slip off to the side. I've been catching them right off the end of a tree. It's been happening pretty good. There we go. Yeah, it's a good fish there. Feels like it. It's pretty good. Check this fish out here. He's probably a little short. I'm measuring him today and keeping him anyway. That's a pretty fish right there. Real nice. Won't be long, he'll be ready to put in the skillet. Flip him back. See if we can catch another one. Kind of throwing out into the main creek channel and slowly bringing it back, so I'm not really getting the bite until it gets further back in. But with having the cats in tight quarters like this in this little creek, that's the easiest way to get my bait where I need it to go. Just gonna bring it back to us real slow and let it stand back up. Sometimes you have to let it really get a hold of it right now. Another pretty crappie here. And you can tell this is a short here. Just a little short. Pretty fish. Set up. Oh, made right on the cast. I wasn't ready. I got excited and set the hook too quick. That cost me that. Gotta catch them before they get us into these tree falls. Just hanging me up. There we go. Bring him right over the top. Oh yeah. Well, that's a pretty good crappie right there. Same spot. There he is. Got another one here. This one. Taking us out to the center. There's another crappie here. And he ate that thing up, so let's try to get another one. They're really getting pretty good.
Hey, how are you, man?
I was trying to figure out where you get
A jig? I told you, come down here, I'll show you, man. I've actually caught quite a few down there where you're at right now.
I cannot catch one season like I got worms, I got all kinds of lures. Everything.
Let me show you what I'm using.
But this is what I'm using right here.
It's little, and then I'm setting it about maybe 2 foot there.
Okay.
Oh, have you got a little float or something similar to that? Mm-hmm. Look here.
So are you slow with it, or are you
Just real slow, yeah. And I'll actually show you in just a second.
Oh man. Left and right.
There's another little one right here.
Oh man.
That's just another little one. Had a guy that was wanting to figure out what I was doing here, you know, that was different. And I showed him. That's what we ought to do. I actually gave him one of my jigs. So I'm not saying that to brag or anything like that. I don't mean it that way at all. But my point is, guys, help each other out, you know. I just gave him one of my jigs, now he's gonna go there and catch some fish. There we go. Pretty good fish there. Again, this was not huge. It is a keeper. Not huge. Real pretty fish. There we go. I want to get this one up here. This one I think is a little smaller. Not a bad fish. Pretty good. Crappie. Get him around here where you can see him. Pretty fish again. Old Hickory Lake. Crappie. We're just in one of the little creeks here. We're fixing to have to get to the house. We're trying to get one more for us. Oh yeah. I knew there was a big one over there. Well guys, just to kind of wrap up and reiterate a little bit what I've been doing today. You know, we fish out of the boat a lot. We do a lot of that. And, we go out and fish with people with live scopes and everything else in the world. But you know, this is what we do a lot too. You know, I've just been bank fishing this afternoon. Got done a little bit early with everything that I had going on. And decided, hey, I'm gonna run over there and see if I can't catch a few crappie. I've caught some smaller ones like this and caught some good ones. But I'm throwing a 1/16 jig head on a little Bobby Garland monkey milk colored jig and running a float. It's a little weighted float here. And I've got about a 2-foot lead between the float and the jig. Just real slowly, standing it up, letting it set back, standing it up, letting it set back. And I've done really well. It's been a great afternoon. You don't always have to go home and hook up the boat and go out. We're actually hooked up right now, getting ready to go fish a frostbite in the morning. I've got everything charging up and loaded up, and just thought I'd come over and do a little bank fishing. This is what we love to do a lot of times. It's just easier a lot of times whenever you don't have all day to kind of dedicate to getting out there. So hope y'all enjoyed this. Picked up a few tips today. Again, just real simple, guys. A little jig and a float. You can fill your freezer up just like I can right off the banks here in Middle Tennessee.
All right, welcome back to the studio. There's a lot of good fishing from the bank sitting there, guys.
Yes,
I mean, it's unbelievable.
I do a bunch of it myself.
I mean, everywhere in Tennessee is bank fishable.
It really is. A lot of times, guys, and I hear them talking, well, I don't have a boat, I can't catch them like that. But truth be known, we're going to get into this later, but you might have to be willing to move around a little bit, just like you would in your boat.
Sure.
You and I talked about that earlier today. You might have to jump in the truck and run to a different part of the lake or whatever, but we're going to get more into that as we go through the night. But that was, I had a lot of fun that afternoon, I know that, and have spent more time in that spot since I went through it that evening. We're going to go on over right now and do this week's weekly wild game forecast. It's being sponsored by our friends over at Wilson Bank and Trust. You guys can find them at one of the 28 Middle Tennessee locations. Be sure to stop in there and let them take care of all your banking and financial needs, and tell them thank you for everything they do for us right here at the show. Well, Anthony, you've been out fishing too the last few weeks, and you guys had a real good day the other day. But something that I want to hit on with you is you guys are in West Tennessee. Yeah. You guys found some water that was up in the 60+ degree range. You were in 63 degree water, if I'm not mistaken,
degrees, that's right. And 2 weeks before, it was 58. And we was catching them, but they was out a little bit. Because I told the guys with me, I said, man, if we started out that day like 56. Once it got to 58, them fish turned on. And when we pulled up the other day, as soon as we got there, it was like 62. And I told Nanette that was with me, I said, these things ought to be up shallow. And sure enough, they was. I mean, every fish we caught just about was in no deeper than 4.5 feet of water.
Yeah. It's happening, and it's happening shallow right now. Now, you guys, the reason your water, tends to warm up a little faster is y'all have a lot shallower water.
Right, yeah.
Around here, Percy Priest, Old Hickory, places like that, we have a lot deeper.
Yeah, see, we don't have the big lakes at home like this, Pickwick Lake and Reelfoot is about the only two big ones,
Right.
And everything else is pretty much 95% of what I fish is 600 acres and less.
That's right. That's right. And same thing around here, Dayton. I mean, it's starting to happen here. People's catching them in the creeks. That's where you want to be.
I mean, it's not just that. They're catching them deep still. They're catching them in brush piles and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, everybody has their opportunity. But whatever you do, just take a trash bag with you to the lake and pick out what's over. I picked up a 5-gallon bucket a while ago.
That's awful.
But just try to pick up some of that and bring it on out.
Bring it out with you.
But this morning, what I'm going to tell you is, here's how it goes on most of your reservoirs as long as I've been crappie fishing.
Yeah.
They'll bite at 3 in the morning till about 8 in the morning. You can catch a lot of crappie at night, a lot. But crappie will start biting at 4:30 in the morning at 9 o'clock. It's just about over 4. What I do as far as boat fishing and bank fishing. You can fish all day and you might find some more, but if you'll wait till 4 o'clock or 3 o'clock till dark,
right back.
I mean, it might not take, you might not get 4 bites for 2 hours, but an hour before dark catch your limit. You'll pull up in a spot.
Bubba and I did that the other day.
I mean, that's just how that works.
Last 45 minutes we caught 3/4 of the fish we had all day.
They have feeding times just like other critters do.
Well, guys, we want to remind you to get over and follow us on Facebook and keep up with our adventures there. We'll let y'all know how everything's going. Actually going to be out with a few juveniles this weekend doing some turkey hunting, so be sure to get over there and give us a follow and keep up with us. You can also find us at swwtv.com. Find links to all the past episodes there and links to all of our great sponsors. We're going to be right back here in just a minute with this week's Pictures of the Week and some more Southern Woods and Waters.
You know,